Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra,
We're ladies.
and we tangent. Fucking boobies look good. So weird.
Thank
Are you
you.
wearing a bra?
I'm not.
They just look like. Good for
Thank you.
Good for you, girl.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you. We haven't discussed this on the podcast yet, but if and when we get to talking about our cosmetic procedures, my boobies are the silver lining,
The highlight.
to the absolute monstrosity of a scar that I have.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was so bloated. Remember when I told you I had the liquid shits?
Yeah.
I was so
We've
bloated.
been going through it intestinally.
Yes. So many things have been going through our intestines.
God damn. You put us on a little bit of a tour. We have a couple live shows, and all of a sudden,
Little bit of stress.
We can't hold our fucking shit in.
I can't keep my poop firm. My everything above where my scar is.
Yeah.
So inflated like a balloon. Just rock hard, like bloat.
Ah.
But it can't go below my scar.
Yeah. So it's
And
just-
so, yes. It just like pinches it off like a sausage.
Who the
Is that for real?
is it on us?
Yeah, that was definitely our door.
It's my dad. I think it's my dad.
Oh my God, do we leave it in?
Hold on.
Do we have him come on? It's the 200th episode. Well,
We're recording. You are?
happy birthday, Dad. Come in.
Hey!
You are? It's our 200th episode. You want to come say
I
hi?
wanted to show Jennifer the studio.
Do you want to come say hello?
Oh, I don't. I'm too shy. Maybe some other time.
All right.
All right. Anyways, sorry about that. We had a visitor. That was crazy.
I have no idea what I was talking about. Could I go back and look? Probably.
so sorry.
But I know what we didn't say was,
What's up? What's up, everyone?
Everyone.
Hello. And also what we should talk about right off the rip is our moment show that we did.
oh, yes.
Because
Because of the wonderful things we did.
and also because it's still available if you
Yes.
want. Because we know so many people were talking about how they have FOMO, and we posted a little like sneak preview of we did MASH. And if you're a millennial or anybody from that time period
so
and you grew
fun.
up, MASH is so much fun. I think we should do like a detailed TikTok about how to play it, because there were so many Gen Zers that were like, I don't understand how this works, but I love the energy or whatever. And I'm like,
I never even considered people not knowing what it was.
yeah, we gotta like break it down. So
I'm into
don't
it.
steal it.
Well, we can just put it out
We'll
before
do it
they
before.
hear it. Yeah.
Bitch, we
Horatio.
already did it.
We're gonna win.
But anyways,
But we did more than just that. We played a
so
box
much
of
more.
lies, but it was
Yes.
like bag of
Oh,
lies.
it was
and
so fun.
And then we decorated a cake blindfolded, and competitive Jerry was activated almost the entirety.
But
of the time.
competitive Sierra came out for a little bit too because of you, competitive Jerry. I was
We
like, I'm fucking in it.
basically fought over cake decorations.
I thought so, but I couldn't remember because I
Oh,
was
yeah.
blacking out, both with the blindfold and because of
Yes.
adrenaline.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's still available. The what am I trying to call it?
Video on demand
Video on demand is available.
at a discounted price.
Yeah.
So you can go to moment.co/ladiesandtangents and
it.
rewatch it.
Yeah.
You can also, get the after party as well
in the
if
after
you're
party.
interested.
Party? In the after party. In the after party, we went through some of our old photos because we thought it would be funny, but also it was kind of sad. And I think we skipped. Do you remember?
Oh
the
my God,
skipping?
we did skip.
Corey was like, "Hey, I think you guys skipped," and I was like, "What? Why did I black that part out?"
I'm almost angry about it because people were telling me I wasn't skipping, but I was definitely skipping. They're like, that was a jig at best. And like, I was just, the angle that you could see
No,
me
it was
in
bad. It was a bad angle.
was so small.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to get as many skips in
You
as
weren't
possible.
taking as many leaps as me. I was really doing
I have longer legs.
I know because
It would have looked like a hop.
yeah. That's
Anyway.
true.
Anyway, don't get me started. I'll get all fired up
But
again.
if you wanna vote, you can go ahead
Whether or
and
not I did a proper skip.
yeah,
I knocked a trash can over trying to prove my
you
point.
did. That was cool. That was fun.
A mess.
All of those are at a discounted price. The merch is still available for sale. So if you saw any of our Lisa Frank-esque or 1991 style merch, that's all at not a discounted price, but it is available still for another.
As long as the video on demand is on sale.
Yeah. So
do it if you want.
That's all we have to say about
that's that. And also, did we mention this is our 200th episode? 200 episodes.
Did you think we'd make it here?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
I can confidently say I did it. Not back when we started, because I was a smaller, lesser version of myself then.
Yes.
And I didn't believe in myself or my abilities.
Had to have this is my workaround, okay? If I don't feel like I can do something in the present, I envision that I've already done it in the future.
Oh, good.
And then
strategy.
It's almost like I set a goal and it's like, well, I have to because I've already done it.
Yeah, and I
don't want to make me a liar.
Down. Yeah, like that's I have to prove to me that that's a real thing that happened.
Yeah,
I can't gaslight me.
Me's not a liar. Me knows the truth.
Yeah.
And so I just prove me right by saying, yeah, of course I'm going to do that. And then I just have to figure out how.
Good.
Because I view it as like a math equation. It's like, here I am.
This is X and this is Z. I need to find Y, dude. Like fucking Y, bro.
Like, I'm solving for X. I have part of the equation and I have the
solving
answer
for Y, dude.
I'm trying to find X to get me to the solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know who my X is, and I'm not happy about it.
And I'm still like, why, dude?
I'm like, why, dude?
So, for our 200th episode, we decided that we were going to read 1-star reviews from things.
I just got all sorts of reviews.
So did I.
You just told me, you were like, let's read funny reviews. This will be a fun time. And then you changed the game upon me.
I did. I thought it would be fun. I do have some products.
So do I.
But then I thought it would be funny if I presented some local reviews from like where we grew up.
Also, I got like Yelp reviews.
I got some Yelp.
Okay,
I
cool,
got
cool,
some.
Cool.
I got some Amazon. I got Walmart.
Okay.
I got reviews of like the entirety of the store, which I thought was funny. But then
Cool.
I also was like, what if I surprise her and read some of our negative reviews? Because
it wasn't such a funny, silly situation.
last time we did that, it was funny because people were like, I don't want to hear you talking about picking your toenails.
We're like, oh, shut up.
Yes. So like I thought, oh, maybe it'll be funny. And some of them are funny to me, but other ones have prompted us to go a different route with this episode and discussing some like almost kind of like addressing their opinions.
Yeah.
I guess, or
We're
their
gonna
claims
get fun at the end, so
their
stick
claims.
around.
Well, and I think we'll be fun throughout.
Yeah,
because
that's who we are as people, baby.
I don't know if I've shared this on here. Maybe I did. But when I was talking to Kay one day, she was talking about how we view opposites a lot of the time as like polar ends of a spectrum.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where sometimes it's just flip other side of a coin. Yes. They're like right next to each other. Can be opposite. It doesn't have to be super far away.
Polar.
And so, yeah, I want to put that out there because oftentimes I'm like, do we address this stuff or do we not address it? Is it valuable to talk about it or are we just like constantly being defensive? But what I always go back to is our whole goal. You know what our goal is.
Do you? Hey, pop quiz. What's our fucking goal?
Bring you friendship without you having to leave your house. And part of that, I feel like I pull from my years as a teacher and using my personal experience to give people tangible action steps on how to maybe address some bullshit in their own life.
Yeah.
So
true.
I'm going to read some of those if you guys will allow me.
I haven't heard these. So just if you're feeling some type of way about my reaction, it's because this is my first oopsies. This is my first time hearing these.
Yes. Sierra has not. I asked her if she wanted me to read them before and she said no. Okay.
Because I don't want to make myself sad when I was out to lunch.
Okay, here's a semi-funny one to me, and I'll tell you why it's funny after I read it. 1 star. This is from Danny. with a heart, which I'm like, you took the time
That's confusing.
to add a heart into your name.
Don't fucking gaslight me.
I know, like, do you? Doesn't feel like love. But they wrote in 2022, I got about halfway through the Salem witch trials episode and just couldn't continue on. I'm sorry. I really tried. Really, though, you lost me at I don't like Halloween. Eyes looking up, and they said, not for me.
Oh,
what I think is funny.
Danny Halloween.
What I think is funny is it says, I'm sorry, I tried. That was episode 1.
You didn't try at all. You tried not even a little bit. I don't like Halloween. Bitch,
I don't like Halloween, and
I gave you shit for it.
We've done Halloween episodes. We've done ghost episodes.
I didn't try at all. Hey, Danny, 1 star. You didn't try at all.
We give your review 1 star
because I think that you tried not fucking at all.
Yes, 100%.
Why the fuck would you review something? Like, all jokes aside, you are kind of like this is a business. This is our job. This is our livelihood. So like, I just want you to know that that's a silly thing we just made, but like, you decided off of one thing that we said,
half an episode.
one half of us, one thing that we said to downgrade our business on that. That's kind of like fucking internally maybe looking and be like, why did I do that? Because that's kind of a fucked up thing to do. Don't you think?
I think so.
Like, I wouldn't go to a store and be like, hey, they sell zucchini here and I fucking don't like zucchini, 1 star. Like, what the fuck? That's so weird.
Or like maybe they don't sell a certain thing and you're like, but I came there looking for that thing.
Well, that's different. That's so different.
Well, why though?
Because they didn't say I came looking for Valentine's Day. They said I came here and you said you didn't like Halloween. So I go to a fucking restaurant and I was like, oh, I was really hoping that you had steak and you don't. That's different than me being like, oh, you said you didn't like pumpernickel? I love pumpernickel and you don't even like it.
1 star for this
1
restaurant.
Star. You still have steak. But I didn't give you the option to tell me you had steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Immediately you were just like, we're not a place that likes pumpernickel. And I'm like, fucking 1 star. Bullshit.
Well, here's another one.
Okay.
But this one's a 2 star.
God damn it.
And
you should have read these 2 before so I wouldn't have such a visceral reaction.
I asked you if you wanted to. And
I didn't know it was going to be hot right out the gate. You know how I feel about Halloween.
I was going to say, that was one of the easier ones. That was one of the kinder ones. That was the lube on the rest of these that are good. Right. I didn't want to raw dog you with the rest of these big daddy dickies.
I think I'm okay with people giving 1 stars if it's something they think they feel passionately about. And I want you to understand that what I just said was what they think they feel passionately about, because I think that's important. But that person, I'm like, you gave a 1 star review off of something that's pretty much meaningless. Like, honestly means nothing to almost, I mean, sure, Halloween, but that's an opinion.
Yeah.
You gave a 1 star review because someone didn't match your opinion. That's weird.
Well, here we go. The title of this is It's Becoming Something, Ellipses. I want to start saying ellipses instead of dot. Ellipses, subpar.
Ah, poo. Welcome to my whole life.
I used to be an avid fan.
No, you weren't.
But recently, I haven't been able to listen. Nonchalant mentions of abuse, trauma, mental health always tends to catch me off guard and brings a negative aspect, although yes, awareness is great. Funny episodes are tolerable. I still love hearing the personal stories, but it truly seems like their serious podcasts are distasteful and closed-minded with a hint of, my opinion is correct. If you disagree, you're disrespectful to my experience. It became hard for me to listen when they drunkenly ranted about the Ukraine war under the tone of white women advocacy. Most of the real topics spoken about in this podcast are filled with girls using buzzwords and being quote-unquote woke. Of course, trauma and PTSD are incredibly important to touch on, but just not how we're doing it, I guess.
No, because it's not the way you like it.
So, whenever I read these, a common word that's going to be used throughout all of them is woke. Okay. Yeah, and then I actually have an article that I'd like to talk about wokeism with you, if you will. Because I don't like to use that word. I don't think it's a word that any of us should really be using, and not in the way that like you may think. Not in like, this is a slur, don't use it. I mean, it's a form of appropriation. I'll explain later. But this one to me, I don't understand.
You're gonna get us another 1-star review.
I know. And I'm gonna keep reading, okay? Because there's more. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Stayed fresh about as long as a grocery store avocado. Which
I don't even eat those, so not relatable, millennial. Piss off.
I genuinely hate to leave a review like this on a podcast that once brought me so much joy.
Oh, it's always that.
That is hosted by ladies that I once considered something akin to being my internet aunties.
No, you didn't, or else you wouldn't treat us like this. Yeah. Fucking what the fuck?
I have been an avid listener. They keep using avid.
I feel like that's wrong. I feel like you listened to about 20 episodes, you thought you knew who we were, and then you listened to a recent one and you were like, this isn't who I thought. And it's like, oh my God, growth happens. Wah.
No, and this is what I said to Sierra too. I go, it's not so much that they thought they knew who we were. They just realized that we weren't who they wanted us to be. Mm-hmm. And that was upsetting to them.
And that's why I'm having such like a gut reaction to these, because what I hear when people say things, I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
But what I hear when I hear these things that are like, I was an avid listener, loved you so much back when. In 2020 and in 2019, I wanted to fucking die. Trigger warning, but like literally I wanted to fucking unalive myself.
Right.
Okay. And so when you say things like that, I have grown so much as a person. I have become the person that I am proud of and the person that I've always wanted to be. And when you say things like, oh, I liked you better when you were small and meek and mild and you hated yourself. And I liked when you self-doubted because then you didn't make me feel uncomfortable. Because that's what I hear when I hear these things. What I'm hearing is you liked me better when I was the worst version of myself.
The most unhealthy version of yourself.
And that is yucky. That's gross. That makes me want to be like, that says more about you than me.
Right.
So anyways, go on.
The humor and candid conversations these ladies had on the podcast really got me through some tough times and helped me feel seen. When I say I used to look forward to Tuesdays and every other Friday for releases from the show, I truly mean it. However, as of late, it feels as though their newfound popularity has changed them and their podcast for the worse. I'm noticing the episodes are becoming more and more unstructured, which would be okay if it was happening once a month opposed to almost weekly. I understand life happens. Do you?
No, you don't.
But with popularity and quote-unquote fame comes expectations of consistency, which the show is no longer delivering.
We've never been consistent.
Consistent with what? We've never missed an upload.
Wait, first of all, we've never missed an upload.
No. The only upload that was ever uploaded late, like a main episode that was uploaded late, is because I gave birth.
We had children during these and never took a fucking break. But what I mean is, consistent with structure? How? What fucking structure have we ever had?
Never.
We never had something that was this is what we do and this is what we've always done. What the podcast is us. So if we were going through a hard period in our lives, which I mean, we had 2 children.
Right.
Oh, they gained fame. We went through 2 pregnancies, 2 very, very tough postpartum episodes, and then got thrust. Like, I mean, I don't want to say fame, but like truly the podcast becoming an actual job was an adjustment. I'm not going to lie about that. And that was something that we had to we were also both working or going to school full time. So I'm sorry if we became a little lax in that period of time, but like also we were going through COVID during all that. Like, what are you talking about?
You quite literally were going to school and then reteaching us what you were learning in your classes.
So what the fuck? like I'm just confused.
There are so many episodes that I can think of where I'm like, what do you mean there's no structure? But okay, here's the thing. I feel like these people are burying what they're really saying toward the end. So I'll get there. We are constantly being given filler episodes of largely recycled content, or even having episodes reposted to the main YouTube channel from their exclusive Patreon feed, which defeats the point of me paying a membership for one time
when I was on vacation.
And it wasn't one episode. It was clips from multiple episodes so that you didn't have the entirety of it.
And so we could take a 1 week break. 1 week break we've taken in 3.5 years.
I know.
What the fuck?
I know.
Editing Jerry popping in here to say, I think, don't quote me, I think it is actually 2. One was the best of Patreon one where we took clips, and I think one other time we did use an old Patreon episode. But the message still stands. Okay.
Also, when I read like filler content, I'm like, what did you want? Like I said, the goal of the podcast was friendship without interaction.
So what's a filler?
We literally don't have to talk about anything with substance. The fact that we
podcasts don't. Some podcasts, their entire shtick is that it's just the two of them bullshitting.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do you mean?
Which we have come to. That's another thing. I know. I don't like the fact that this is sounding like this.
We're not trying to get mean. Sorry, everyone listening. We're
But
not mad at you.
But again, I think it's valuable to have these conversations because you guys have talked about how you pull strength from us, and us speaking about this when people are having critiques, I think is helpful. Almost to give someone else a mind map of how to get out of a shame spiral when somebody critiques you unprompted about stuff that isn't true.
She didn't read it yet, but she did say there was stuff that said that we had victimhood mentality. And I want to be like, hey, babe, does this seem like victims?
I'll get there.
Go ahead.
The real nail in the coffin for me, though, is how the ladies are turning into exactly what they said the podcast wouldn't be built upon, which I don't know what you're referencing.
Yeah,
through 2022, you can clearly notice the tread of space becoming less and less safe for people to come as they are, and more a space that is being treated as a playground for the
woke.
Yeah.
Hey, we never fucking said this was a safe space for, quote, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We never said that. We said bigotry, we don't allow. Mm-hmm. We said anybody who's out there to intentionally or unintentionally harm other people, we don't allow.
Take rights away from people?
Yeah. I mean, we've been very clear about that since 2020. If you really listened, if you really paid attention, if you really looked at anything other than the haha poopy pee-pee jokes, we've been very clear about who we are as people.
We discussed the injustice with the Papers, Please law in Arizona when they were
in episode
1. So, didn't become it's always been a playground for the quote unquote woke. If by woke you mean people who are fighting for I don't know, equality
justice for all.
Yeah,
which is what we're built on.
The worst part is that when the ladies are called out on this, whether it's on a YouTube video, a TikTok post, or an IG reel, they immediately take the defense and belittle the commenter who pointed out their attempt at being woke, or a take that seemed chronically online. While it's sad to see the podcast heading down this path, I'll continue to wish for their success.
Don't.
That was the most bless your heart.
Hey, I wish you wouldn't. I don't need it.
I just can't continue to support hosts who claim to create a safe space, yet continuously pass judgment while creating less and less authentic content.
Aw. Bless your heart. See you never.
Yeah.
Bye. I honestly have nothing to say to that one because I feel like truly
less and less authentic.
Well, what I hear from that person is, and that's what I'm going to say, I told Jerry at lunch, I feel like this is such a oh, that's what all people say. But truly the idea that hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear these, what I'm assuming, because I used to be this person, is you're in a bad place. You're hurting. Something that you don't agree with or you don't like has been said by people you thought were like you.
You feel betrayed.
And
you have to grieve the people you thought they were.
And you've learned a lot about them. So you also know what's going to trigger them, what's going to upset them.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I hear that, what I hear is you fucking know what you were trying to say to get us to be upset. And it's not working because I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in who we are as people. And so thank you. Next.
Yeah. I think just like the people who were like, I don't want to hear you talking about picking your toenails or poop isn't funny.
Nobody's fucking putting this on your eardrums.
Somebody is going to read these reviews and know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And they are going to be like, I actually do appreciate that type of person who's and like if you're gonna comment something and say you're not a safe space for me, well, you were just being racist.
Yeah.
You were,
I'm
which
not
has
gonna be a
happened
safe space
which
for
has
that.
happened before, where I'm like, sorry, this is not something we're gonna put up with. Or you were comparing Christianity being oppressed to like the oppression of actual marginalized people, and like that's also not gonna fly. Being transphobic, homophobic, like any of it, I will double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple down on those things. I will. I always will. And the vagueness in the comment is like, well, what are they doubling down on?
Yeah.
Anything anyone has ever come to us with, like spirit animal, when we said that in one of our first TikToks, someone was like, hey, that is actually a very meaningful thing to Indigenous people, and you using it flippantly is not appropriate.
And we were like, oh damn, honestly
didn't double down on that.
Didn't think about that. Totally not gonna that's not a hill I'm gonna die on, because that was to me like,
thank you for educating me
experience.
Yes. And
so I'm sorry if you get defensive about that.
And there's been tons of learning experiences over 200 episodes. I'm so proud of the amount. I mean, I'm not proud of all the missteps we've had, but I'm proud of how we showed up during those and how we responded to them.
And are we gonna still fuck up? Yeah, we're humans.
I'm gonna try not to.
That's what it's. I mean, that's the human experience, and that's what we're here for. But at the same time, like, we do want to try to do better, and it's not that we're trying to appease to a certain crowd, because obviously, as you can see, if we did want to, we'd backpedal on that, and that's kind of who we were in the beginning. That's why I'm proud of us now, because in the beginning we truly did just want people to listen, and we didn't want to upset anyone.
We were on the fence. We were kind of really vague and ambiguous
that,
because we were scared. I was scared that I didn't know enough. I was scared that I couldn't. That I was stupid. I was scared I was going to get attacked. I was scared because speaking out on certain things does make you a target. And now I'm like, I do not fucking care.
Yeah.
I have privilege. I have a lot of fucking privilege, and I have a platform.
Yeah.
And it is my responsibility as a person with privilege and a platform to speak out on these things and create a space where it's safe to be who you are, but not safe to be against people
being who they are.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this one, 2 stars. Some things just aren't funny.
Aww.
This one made me laugh. This was the one that made me laugh. I have a very similar background as Jerry. My name's not spelled with a G, but that's fine. I was baptized and confirmed as Catholic. As I got older, I absolutely disagreed with the Catholic Church. So I never returned after I was 18. If you are so traumatized by the church, why not make your drunken jokes toward the organizations and not towards Jesus? Is it just to stay on trend with the quote unquote
wokeism,
woke community to say things like Jesus came in my mouth? They wrote it out.
Oh my God. No. That's it?
Yep, that's it. 2 stars.
Hey, and I said this to Jerry before. I know that people say like, oh, you say you're not going to talk about religion, and you try to respectful to all religions. What I'm truly saying in that moment, and I will say this confidently, what I'm saying in that moment is I don't want to speak ignorantly about a religion I don't know enough about. So when I'm talking about Islam, Buddhism, all of those things, I don't know enough about. That is my ignorance, and I will not speak on those things because I don't fucking know.
Right.
Christianity is fucking burned into my brain and my soul. If you want to talk Bible with me, I read the Bible multiple times. The first time I read the Bible was in the 6th grade. Literally read it cover to cover, okay? As a 6th grader.
King James?
No. Yeah.
The King James Bible?
Yes. So imagine, as a 6th grader, the things I read in that and that I had to be fucking confused about. And then when I asked questions, I got yelled at for it, okay? And so I just want that to be acknowledged, that when we make these flippant jokes, it's not out of ignorance. It's not out of like anything other than that shit was harmful to us.
The entirety of the
And I feel confident making jokes in that because it's something that, like,
what am I trying to think of? The entirety of the organization. And I say Christian, and I'm encompassing Baptist, Catholic,
Sure.
Protestant,
I didn't even talk to them and shit on, like, Catholics and shit like that because I truly, again, it's out of my
to me,
jurisdiction.
it's not so much the faith as it is the organization
Yes.
and how they weaponize their faith.
Yes.
In America.
Okay.
In America, there's no
As
other
a majority.
Yes, there's no other religion
Yes.
that the organization has an active role in politics.
Agreed 100%.
And it is used to take the rights away of people.
Exactly.
Who don't even necessarily believe it or have to based on our fucking constitution.
Right.
So I have an issue with the agenda being pushed politically
especially
and all of the harm that it does internally to anyone who falls under the umbrella.
Look at the people who are like, Target has a pride section. They're pushing it on our kids.
Yes.
Hey, again, I read the Bible as a 6th grader. Like, I don't know if you've read the Bible cover to cover, but it's really, really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really, if you actually read it and understand what it means and you talk to an adult and you know what those words mean, it's fucked up. And as a 6th grader, I took that in. As a, how old my child is
Homie
now.
sacrificed his son.
Oh my God, it's horrifying. It's horrifying.
Brothers were like fighting to the death. There was
There's so
famine.
much worse.
There's
was so much worse.
Rape.
Truly,
There's
that we
slavery,
don't talk about on the norm in a church thing.
Yeah.
There is bad shit in there that you're just like, huh? How'd they slip this in here?
Yeah.
Like, this is the Bible.
Well, and that's my thing too, is when someone was like, don't take it out on Jesus. I would venture that the way that Jesus is weaponized by Christianity and whitewashed is also disrespectful.
I agree.
So,
and it doesn't matter what I say because I can't give myself 5 stars to me.
5 stars to me.
Sorry if I'm being silly. That's my coping mechanism. That's my coping mescaline.
Here's a 3-star.
Oh,
a 3-star didn't work out.
Okay, that's fine.
I tried very hard to continue listening because they can be really funny and relatable.
You tried your best, sweetie.
When it came to the politics, I just skipped or fast forwarded it and chalked it up to youth.
Babe,
youths. We're ignorant youths.
Hey, I'm middle-aged.
Finally,
like, what the fuck?
I realized they come from a place of victimhood, and I can't bear that. I get talking trauma and giving space to yourselves and for others to interpret and align with, but there comes a point where you can step out of it and look at it differently, not just as something that has happened to me. Good luck, lady.
Hey,
bless your heart.
Hey, you don't know us that way. You haven't. The thing that I think is the most annoying about these, honestly, that's like getting me riled up.
Also, I feel really, I'm so sorry I'm cutting you off, but I feel really, really guilty that 2 weeks in a row we're like, people were mean to us because that just plays into the whole like victimhood thing.
No, we're not trying. We really aren't trying to do that. And that's why people were trying to find who said what to us in the last episode. And I actively deleted all comments naming those people because I was like, we 100%.
That part of it wasn't important.
No, we're confident in that interaction. And that's why we were able to talk about it. We weren't saying like, oh, poor us, like, listen to what happened to us. That's not why we wanted to share that with you.
No, we share it because we know that you guys could relate and have similar experiences. And we
how
wanted,
much we've grown from that.
And we wanted to present you with a theory where you can pull from if you're ever feeling doubt. And I said to Sierra during lunch, it is very hard to help people navigate hard things if you don't meet them where they're at, and not everyone is going to be at the same place in their healing journey. So just because we talk about when we were struggling doesn't mean we're actively struggling or still wearing that like a badge of honor. I put down my backpack full of boulders, my baggage boulder backpack when I started going to therapy. So
truly, and like I think it's just the thing that I think annoys me the most is that these people are talking to us as if they know us like inside and out. And it's like, you have no fucking clue who we are as people.
Not many people have been inside me.
No. And well, I can't say the same. Just kidding.
But definitely not most of you.
Maybe. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But it's so weird to hear people talk as if they're like, girly, I've known you your whole life and this isn't who you are. It's
Bless
like
your
you
heart.
listened to a couple episodes and you developed an opinion that was confirmation bias on what you wanted us to be.
Mm-hmm.
And when we proved to you that that wasn't who we were,
You
you
came up
took
with
it upon yourself to decide that we were outside of our own identity in some way.
And that
is not true at all.
In that review, you said that we were ignorant because of our age. You said that we were perpetual victims,
which I think both
like,
of us have showed we have been victims. And I am very, very, very vulnerable and open about that fact. But I think the other thing that I'm the most proud of us for is how much I have shown that I am not a fucking victim anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're doing this kind of an episode, is because I am so proud that I am
200 episodes later.
Yes.
This is who
I'm
we are.
Not the fucking person who
Mm-hmm.
will lay down and let you spit on me and fucking take it.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you? I am not a victim.
Not without dinner first.
No, I mean, lube it up a little. Let me have a steak first.
Yeah.
And then, do what you will. But I have had somebody
pumpernickel
break a fucking bone in my face. Multiple bones in my face. Okay? If that's not a victim, I don't know. But did I let that fucking kill me? Did I let that lay me down and not let me get back up? Absolutely the fuck not. And if you look at me now and you think that I'm a perpetual victim, go fuck yourself. I mean, honestly, go fuck. That says more about you
mm-hmm.
than it does about me.
Mm-hmm.
Get fucked forever.
I'm
gonna make merch and sell it on your behalf. I hope you're happy. Does that sound like a victim to you?
That sounds like an entrepreneur to me. Here's another one. Very agenda pushing toward one side and not at all respectful to the other side.
Tired of these already. How many more do we have?
I won't even read all of this.
Okay,
but
good.
Guess what? I'm not respectful to the side of people who is actively trying to strip the rights away from other people.
I won't ever respect
or keep
you.
them. The fact that we have terms like gerrymandering, which means that they intentionally designed cities to keep marginalized people marginalized, like the fact that has a term, there's a definition for it, which means it's happened so fucking often over time that we can
know what it is and we can define it.
Yes, like that is enough. Like that's just one thing. That's one thing. And there's so many things.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to our Stacey Abrams episode.
Listen to the episode where I was going to school. Oh, she doesn't do any. I went to school to be a fucking realtor.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was doing that, I learned the terms redlining
mm-hmm.
and so many other things that were basically just like up until recently. I'm talking like
70s, right?
Yeah, 50s to 70s and sometimes 90s. There were things in place.
Well, I think that they didn't get caught.
Well, yeah. Well, there were things in place to discriminate, and it went all the way up to the 90s when I'm talking about like gay couples and things like that. But before it was racially. But then it really branched out. But like there were things in place that like anyone could discriminate on where anyone could live. And like the fact that I know that because of my education. And if I say that, I'm not quote unquote woke. I'm just trying to teach other people because these are things that
are true.
Shocking to me in my late 20s to find out that this was a part of my history and
the
my
Tulsa
upbringing.
Race Massacre.
It was like shocking.
If I think about it, I wasn't sure that I wanted to talk about this on our 200th episode because I'm like, it's a celebration. But like,
we'll get to that. I swear to God, we'll give you guys a good episode, whether it's 2 hours long or not, because I don't want it to all just be this.
No, but it makes me reflect on the first 199. And I'm like, at what point, if I'm these people, at what point did you turn on us?
Yeah.
Or at what point did we become intolerable? Was it when we did a Pride episode?
Mm-hmm.
Was it when we had a trans man on to talk about his experience transitioning? Was it when we talked about the Tulsa Race Massacre, or when we highlighted Stacey Abrams and all of the voter suppression that was happening?
3 Black Lives Matter episodes in a row that we had.
Yeah, was it any of those? Was it that? Was it, I don't know, Faith 2.0, where I talked about how I felt like I was completely taken advantage of by people in the church, and how I was made to sign a paper that would discriminate against people in the LGBTQ plus community. Was it that episode?
Mm-hmm. And again, if you're nodding your head or you're like rolling your eyes, then honestly, why the fuck are you listening?
Yeah.
You don't have to. We are not doing this to gain listeners.
This
We're
person's like, I
doing
love the
this to
scandal
try-
videos, but the politics and wokeness don't need to
Blah,
be
blah, blah,
intertwined
blah,
with
blah.
everything.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Honestly, it does. When
I
people's-
like the poo-poo pee-pee. I don't like when you tell me that I'm a bad person.
Hey, when people's lives are on the line, it absolutely does.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care. Because my job here wasn't to make hee ha-has. It was to make a fucking difference.
And it wasn't to make him feel better about being a piece of trash.
No, but
this is someone who said, for example, saying something about why a cis white heterosexual is always going to be privileged no matter what.
That's
you
true.
are.
That's
You
true.
are.
That's not even us. That's just the way the world works.
That is called a statistic.
Yeah, that's not
That is
we didn't
backed-
make that up.
That's backed by science.
That
and
is
data.
I'm sorry about that, but that is
I
true.
bet you didn't know my little lady brain knew about science and
we do.
data and
Turns out we do.
statistics.
That doesn't mean we're saying you're a terrible person, but you do have
That is a
privilege.
fact. Or being hypocritical towards those with opposite views by saying if this is triggering to you, then you need to dig deeper and find out why it's triggering.
That's true.
That's true about everything.
That's true
let me
about
tell
everything.
Let me tell you something.
That's called working on yourself internally and trying to be a better person. Like
I did this the other day. We got a message from someone and it made me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Because they were projecting their stuff onto us.
Yes.
I
Which we
could've-
get a lot, actually.
I could have very easily responded to that person
and
with-
I have in the past.
with my emotions and put my issues on them. But instead I sat there and I was like, I feel activated by this. That was a term someone gave me. Thank you in the comments. I'm so sorry I don't have your name at the top of my head. But I felt activated by their words. And I had to sit and be like, why am I having such a reaction to this? I don't say that to be demeaning. I don't say ask yourself while you're having a feeling to be judgmental. I'm saying it because it's fucking helpful to
and
anyone.
that's what our
at any
therapists
point
have
in
said
time.
to us, and it's helped us immensely.
Oh yeah, someone said that we just regurgitate stuff that therapists say.
Okay, like we've said that. Like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? That's
Yeah. I'm not going to finish reading them.
yeah. No, I don't care anymore.
The only way to like counteract these is just to keep doing what we're doing. Flood it with positive reviews. You guys don't have to, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but
if
if
you
you want
haven't and you
to.
feel up to it, cool. But I did want to do one thing before we get into the fun reviews, and that is talk about wokeness.
Yeah.
Because it was brought up so many fucking times, and every single one of those reviews,
Was
that
a
word,
negative.
that
Was a
word,
negative.
Yes. So the definition of woke, if you just put it in Google, says woke is an adjective derived from African American vernacular meaning alert to racial prejudice and
Yep.
discrimination. Beginning in the 2010s, it came to encompass a broader awareness of social inequalities such as sexism. So this word woke dates back much, much further,
Yeah.
like the 30s,
I was gonna say
1930s.
30s to 50s. I feel like was when it was like big and
It was a call to
not
action.
in our community, of course.
No. It was a call to action.
Yes.
It was used to tell other people in the African American communities, like, be on the lookout, like, keep your
Yes.
eyes open,
yes.
be aware of stuff that's happening, almost to like keep one another safe and keep yourself safe.
Exactly.
And then it was appropriated and it was
turned into a negative thing.
It started being used in mainstream media, and then it was taken by conservatives as a negative thing. And
So
now
gross.
something that had so much meaning for the African American community that was used as a form of protection and solidarity has now been watered down to meaningless and now used as a negative. And it's just so disheartening and so upsetting that continuously, over and over and over again, things are taken away from marginalized communities, specifically Black communities, who we get everything from anyway.
Yes. Like, honestly,
Yes.
so annoying. And now it's just
it's now being used
as
a
weaponized.
Yes. To harm people with. And it's like, hey, people were already being harmed, which is why the word was created in the first place.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of weaponizing, I did want to volleyball off of this a little bit, and not to take away from what you were saying, but I think you made a great point. And I know that people, what they're trying to say as well is like, there has been a big, I don't want to say movement, but definitely with like everything that's going on with Jonah Hill and all of those things.
Weaponized therapy speech.
Weaponized therapy speech has been really mainstream right now. And I totally agree that there are ways that therapy speech is being weaponized.
Yes.
But
gaslighting, narcissist,
boundaries.
Yes.
Like it's all things. It's almost like people are using boundaries as a way to make controlling rules again. And it's not, not correct.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that at a later date. I think we definitely should.
Yeah.
But we have hammered in so many times that 1, we are not therapists. 2, we are getting what we're saying from therapists that we have used actively because we have been in such fucked up situations in our lives. And 3, that we are so cautious of what we say, and that you should also be cautious because words matter. Like everything that we're doing,
intent versus impact,
trying to just make people aware that like the words you say and the way you say them have an impact. And so if you are someone who is weaponizing what we say, or if you think that we are using it as like a different thing, like a manipulation, whatever, that's a you thing. Like that's not on us, because we have been so incredibly clear about what we're trying to do here.
And we always encourage,
we're hammering it into the ground at this point.
Well, we always encourage people to further the conversation as well. And if there's any corrections, like, please, that's the community we've built.
Well, and I think that's why I got frustrated with that one. That's like, they get so defensive. But that's because sometimes we get comments or things that come at us like these in a place that's like, oh, I know who you are, and I'm going to use sort of things that I know against you.
And instead of telling you I'm going to affect your business by leaving you a negative review, like you're a restaurant who served me rats on a plate.
It's gross. Yeah. And so like, I don't want to be rude, but at the same time, I want people to know like, hey, just so you're aware, I am a person first. And this is my job, but like, I'm a human being, and I know you are too. But like, let's just all remember that we're fucking humans. I know sometimes you use the phrase chronically online, but that sounds to me, you with the 1-star reviews, honestly, to me, sounds more chronically online than I am.
Right.
Because I don't think you're aware of the fact that everything that you're doing, quote unquote, online has
impact,
an effect.
Yeah.
And we are 2 human beings. So like, maybe take a step back. Maybe just think of us as actual people instead of an entertainment blob that you get fucking something from once a week, whether it's dopamine or something that makes you angry. I don't know.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about wokeness.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is from slate.com. And I'm just going through some of the like highlights of it. I wanted to talk about how there was a skit on Saturday Night Live called Levi's Woke.
Really?
And it was,
I don't watch that.
Them being, it was, the sketch was trying to get at, this is verbatim, the sketch is trying to get at this very real dynamic playing out online. Some people might refer to it as virtue signaling, and that's because social media is inherently performative. So this is like very similar to when different big businesses, Nike, were doing Black Lives Matter things, or when they all come out with pride stuff.
And not actually backing it. Bud Light. I'm just saying, if you're gonna have somebody as a spokesperson and then not back them when shit gets hard, I'm just saying.
But social media is also the place where most white people interact with Black cultural production. Since most white people don't have Black friends, there was a study in 2014 that said that 3/4 of white people have 0 Black friends.
Oh, damn. Jesus.
Well, think about that. If you go back to redlining and gerrymandering, of course.
I mean, it makes sense. Just proximity wise. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
That was by design.
Yeah.
If the only place you're seeing Black vernacular is online, you're going to miss most of it because a lot of language is contextual and nonverbal.
Yep.
If the only way you're seeing woke is online, you're going to see it as describing a set of easily repeated behaviors rather than as a way of moving through the world. So this person, Madison Malone Kircher, was talking to Rochelle Hampton. Madison said, right, and if you're only seeing it online as a white person on the internet, it'll be contextualized by the spaces that you frequent. So you're getting the usage of the word woke twice, 3 times, 4 times removed. Hampton replies, exactly. Once content filters up to the top level of popularity, it's generally about 6 degrees removed from its actual creators.
Yeah.
And so you might be seeing something that you may not have otherwise had access to because you don't have any Black people in your life.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that seeing BuzzFeed calling Hassan Piker or Matt McGorry woke bae is the way that we should be using the word woke.
Yes.
What you get from this constant divorcing and decontextualizing of the word woke is the idea that wokeness is a thing that you can aspire towards. Not only aspire towards, but achieve, which is not true.
Yeah.
You're never... Being woke is not a place that you arrive to, just like being an anti-racist or an ally is a thing that you can achieve. Like, it is a constant changing, evolving thing. It requires constant education and growth and challenging yourself to get out of your norm.
And that's just also being a better person.
Yes.
Like, you should always want to. Anybody who says you're not the same as you were back then and you've changed, good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to constantly grow. I'm trying to become... Everything I'm doing is to become a better person. If that's not the version that you like, again, the version I was in 2020 was not a good version of myself. And if that's the one you prefer, that says more about you.
Here's what I keep saying. And I think maybe we'll end it with this.
Are we not going to do any? And we'll
No.
Okay.
We're going to end this part.
Damn.
No, we're going to end this part of it with this.
Sure.
If I am the villain in your story, but the hero in my own,
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
So I do not care if you think that me speaking about things that I'm passionate about and advocating for people, if you think that that's a negative thing and you don't like me because of it, good. Because I like me because of it. And the people
and I've worked really, really hard to get to be this version of myself. Really, really hard.
And I'm proud of that.
And I am. Because it took a lot of self-reflection and all of the
asking myself
internal reflection. I mean, truly, I did the fucking work to get here to make sure that I'm trying. Yeah. I'm not even saying I am, but I'm trying to be the best version of myself every day.
Right.
And if you're not, I'm sorry, but I'm a problem.
Bye. So now let's do some funny ones.
Yeah.
Do some funny ones.
Fucking yeah.
Oh my.
No! You ripped his leaf clean off. Can I give you
You want to go
first?
first? Yeah, I mean, I just did so much talking, so yeah.
I just think this one is really funny, and it reminded me.
Are you going to tell me what it's from, or do I have to guess?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I just think it's funny. This is from the Goth Bar in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
And I like that because we just
Goth Bar?
Goth Bar. That's important. So
okay.
Remember it. Okay, ready? The instant I walked in, my response was, why is this place so demonic? A person inside the bar told me that many of the people in here are Satan worshipers. I felt the darkness and the evil. I couldn't stay very long. I will never, ever go back in there. I saw the mocking looks on some faces as I left. 1 star.
Jesus criminy.
And to me, that would be a 5 stars. That's a 1 star as a 5 star if I've ever read it.
That is hysterical.
I just thought it was funny. You walked into a goth bar. What did you think?
Okay, this is for a hot sauce.
Okay.
All right. I was going to make you guess, but I just told you.
Okay.
5 stars. Tried it at a restaurant. Left the restaurant with erupting arsehole. 5 stars again. Same hot sauce. This is all 5-star reviews of this hot sauce.
They're all 5 stars.
Made me follow through on a fart. Tasted amazing. Once the impending doom faded. 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. Paul. 5 stars. I've been using hot sauces since the 80s and have been searching for the ultimate sauce. This sauce is, in my honest opinion, that sauce. For taste, heat, and general all-around satisfaction. I love the flavor and the heat is exactly as I want it. So enjoyable, I'm no longer searching, for I have found what I am looking for. Ellipses, delicious ellipses.
It is better when you say ellipses.
Another 5 star. It made my arse physically bleed the next day.
Yes.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Mm-hmm. 5 stars
People
again.
with their hot sauces are weird. My kid is a hot sauce connoisseur, and he wants to cry when he
really.
He's weird. He's like, he keeps going to me. He's like, Mom, I'm trying my hot sauce thing. Like he's like,
does he watch Hot Ones?
Build up to it. I don't know.
Do you watch Hot Ones?
Yes,
I love Hot Ones.
I do too. But him and his dad was always a big hot sauce guy, and then Corey's a big hot sauce guy. I love a hot sauce guy.
Mm-hmm.
But Noah was all like, I'm gonna try it, and he started off like with buffalo, mild, no ranch, which I'm like, I can't even do that.
Serial killer energy.
I know, but now he does like jalapenos. He'll eat hot peppers with Corey. They do hot pepper challenges together. I'm like, why am I living? It's so cute, but also they're both like crying and like snot's coming out of their
Didn't
nose.
Corey eat a really hot chip one time?
And he threw up.
Oh yeah, he was not well.
Furious. I was fucking pissed because I was pregnant.
Did we already tell you guys this? Is this recycling content?
And he bought the world's hottest chip, and I was like, hey, don't eat that. I know you're drunk right now and you want to eat that, but I'm pregnant and I'm not taking you to the hospital. And he's like, it's going to be fine. He ate it, and then he was like, see, it's fine. And then he started violently throwing up. He was on the floor in the fetal position. He kept going, I think you need to take me to the hospital. And I go, well, I'm not going.
Tough.
Drink some more milk.
Tough cookies.
I told you no on the chip. So they haven't had the chip yet, but they do eat hot peppers together.
Fair.
Whatever. Sorry. Oh, am I doing another one?
Yeah, you can. Unless you want me to do another one.
No.
I just read like 4.
Here we go. This is a big one. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So hard to do anything when you have nothing to do. I always put my tasks away for later when they don't have a specified deadline. I promise myself that when another wave of downtime rolls in at work, I'll be productive. Catch up on the news, complete some online tutorial, get into self-learning, write a book, learn how to play chess, something. But instead, I just sink deeper into sloth. Sit around watching YouTube videos of cats or scroll Zillow, pretending like I'm buying a house, increasing my budget with every minute, eventually browsing mansions in Coconut Grove. I get wrapped up to the point that when someone asks me to do anything at all, I feel bothered, infringed upon, get grouchy and offended. That's exactly how the week I visited Big Gay Ice Cream was. Pure, unadulterated sloth. The truth is that I did have a project to work on, but it was open-ended. Get it done in the next month or so, they told me, which meant it wasn't getting started on until I felt the pressure of time running out. Where the hell would the world be without deadlines? Anyways, I decided to take a nap. We have a quiet room at my job. Not to feel any lazier than I already did. I frame the nap as working on the optimization of my internal rest levels, which in turn would increase my overall work performance. It actually made me feel productive for the few seconds that I believed it. I stretched out the huge recliner and dreamt about my dog. How he barks in his sleep after I take him hiking and twitches his paws like he's running somewhere in his dream.
What is this even reviewing?
Hang on. There's so much more. I sat up and looked at my phone. 37 minutes had passed. Good deal. The thing about me is that whenever I wake up from a nap, I crave sweets. I also need to pee. So I decided to run out to Big Gay Ice Cream with a quick stop at the bathroom beforehand. Would you believe me if I told you that the CEO of the company was in the bathroom? I guess you'd say that it depends on what company we're talking about, but that's irrelevant. Just like whether you believe me or not, because it's how the story is going to go anyways. And there he was, Jamie D, peeing at one of the urinals. I took the one next to him, but was too nervous to go, so I stood there trying to work up the courage to say something. Hey, Jamie, I imagine myself saying, how's it going? No, that's dumb. Say, hello, Mr. D, how's your day? Even dumber, but maybe not. It's just small talk. Who cares what exactly you say? Come on, Don't be scared of him. Just say something. Now, say it. I drew air into my lungs. My mouth began to open. I turned my head to Mr. D, and the second I did, as if there was a switch in my neck that connected to his intestines, he farted loudly. It sounded wet and heavy, like the ceiling of a tropical wet cave tumbling down. I turned away quickly and looked straight ahead, wondering if he did it purposely to scare me off. Anticipating what's about to come. Used to it. I wouldn't want to be your underwear right now, I reflexively said with a smirk that suggested that I knew, as well as he knew, that he just defecated himself. Even if only a tiny bit. Might want to wipe that one, I added with a nervous chuckle. He turned his head, one eyebrow up, and stared at me as if I was some sort of scatophiliac. Then he shook it off, put it away, zipped up, and walked out of the bathroom without washing his hands. So, that was that. And my next stop was Big Gay Ice Cream. What can I say? It's soft serve with toppings. What makes it exceptional is that it's gay. And as everyone knows, all things gay are great. 2 stars for the soft serve plus 5 stars for the gayness equals 7 stars divided by 2 for an average of 3.5 stars, which I will round up to 4 stars. 4 stars for Big Gay Ice Cream.
That was a lot of math. Oh my God.
Like
is Big Gay Ice Cream a thing?
I don't know, but I really like that review.
I need to know if Big Gay Ice Cream is a thing. I'm going to have to spend some time on Google. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
This is a review of a Walmart in Texas. Okay. I stopped by this Walmart with intent to grab a few quick groceries. When I arrived and entered, there were no shopping carts. I walked down to the other entrance, still no shopping carts. So I asked a Walmart employee if it would be possible to get a shopping cart. The employee stated to me, if you want a shopping cart, you will have to go find one in the parking lot. So now I have to work at Walmart to shop there. I decided that the Fiesta up the street would not require me to search for a shopping cart. Oddly, as I exited the Walmart, I noted that a large number of shopping carts were stored outside out of reach of customers. And yes, there were carts in the parking lot. You walked from one side to the other. You didn't pass a cart on the way?
I usually grab them from the outside.
Yeah.
Because I just know. Like, that's a good place. You know, they're there already.
Right.
Just get your cart.
It's not like Aldi where you got to put a quarter
I have
in.
My kid usually, I just flop her in a cart, and that way I don't have to worry about carrying her into the store.
Yeah, that's sound logic.
You have to pay for a cart at Aldi. You guys have Aldis? We have to put a quarter in a cart to get one. It's ridiculous.
I normally leave my quarter.
You do get the quarter back, but yeah, I do like to leave the quarter.
I leave a quarter just to pay it forward quarter.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to do.
Yeah.
This is I'm just going to tell you, this is a review of a local pizza place. 2 stars. My friend's leg is hurting now. Pinched nerve because of your toilet seat caused damage to her leg nerve. I'm reading this exactly how it was written. Causing numb. You need to get a flatter toilet seat. Otherwise, never returning back to your restaurant ever again if you change the seat. Toilet needs to be lowered. That's why the toilet seats cause problems. It's hard to go to the bathroom on a hard seat. It's like sitting on a tree branch. Log, pale, nail, leg. Burning in the legs because of the toilet seat. Please get a U-shaped flat toilet seat. The toilet seat is round like a pipe. It hurts the nerves. A pipe. It hurts the nerves in the legs.
Can I tell you something about our toilet seat?
In here?
Yes. Our toilet seat, because we have a bidet, it doesn't sit flush with the toilet bowl.
No, it doesn't.
Okay?
Yeah.
I cannot tell you. One time I had to poop so bad. I had the liquid shits. I had the bubble guts.
Oh, no.
I had the old lava arse, if you will. Ran in there. Just exploded.
Yeah.
Because of that little gap, I shit it all down the front of our toilet.
Oh my God.
I had to clean it up. I was like, oh no, I missed some. I was on the toilet, but that little gap left an escape route.
What?
I cleaned it. But yeah, all down the front. I was like, that's my poop.
Mm-hmm. That's my poop, bitch. Just stop it.
That's my poop. That's mine.
That's hers. I'm gonna stick with it.
Stick by it. Okay. This could have been a review written by me. Are you ready? It's 1 star. Don't spend money. Okay. And it was for an 8-ball pool game.
Okay.
Okay. On the phone. I played this game all the time. Used to win most of the time until I spent 90. I don't know what this, I'm going to say dollars. I know it's not dollars because it's not a dollar sign, but I don't. Euros, maybe? I spent $90. I've literally just lost 9 games in a row. Will not spend another penny on this game. Clearly, when you start to spend money on it, the game will make you lose, so you spend more for coins.
That's the truth.
When I tell you Candy Crush.
No, Candy Crush is the fucking worst for
Candy Crush will intentionally make me lose. And I swear to God, if it takes me a really long time, like if I'm like, fuck this game, you're doing this on purpose, I don't appreciate this, and I stop playing for 2 weeks.
Oh, then you get back and it's like you win the first time.
Or they'll give you like a bunch of, oh my gosh, welcome back. Here's 50 extra moves and also a little cookie thing and also a stripey guy and also a little alien
squirrely world.
What's that called? A little saucer, and it's going to cause some exploding candies.
Yeah.
But as soon as you spend money on it, it's like, actually, you keep losing.
Actually, you're not going to get anything. Oh, and you're in a race with 4 other people.
Yes.
And they're all ahead of you now. Your competitivism? What
My competitiveness? Is that not a word?
No, I was saying competitivism.
Competitivism?
Competitivism.
There's activism and there's competitivism.
But I guarantee it would be triggered by that.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Activated.
It makes me so fucking angry.
I'm
so fucking
keep
angry.
You activated. You guys, I'm really excited because in the next month, I'm going to have my bachelorette party. We were just talking about it, and now I can't stop thinking about it. So if anybody wants to come. No, but seriously, I'm so excited. I'm going to get ratchet. Okay.
And I'm going to be a mom.
Just for a couple nights.
Yeah. We're only going to be there a couple nights.
All right. You're not going to get drunk with me?
No, I'm going to walk around with a staff, and I'm going to be like a sheep herder.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
This way. I'm just going to pat you on the back with my hook.
Okay.
By hook or by crook, I'll get you back to the hotel.
Good. Could you, in that time, figure out how to give me an IV? I'll have Corey show you.
I got YouTube, and I've got just an unnecessary amount of confidence.
You know, there's people that will come around, and they have like banana bags. They have like just bags of.
Do you want me to put
hydrations?
A needle into a banana and then put it into your arm?
I think that's how you do it.
Just shove a banana up your puss?
Banana bag in the morning.
Ooh, do you want me to soak a tampon in
bananas? To wake me up in the morning. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But
Could
what
you
will need to do
a tampon in IV fluid?
No.
And insert it? Why?
Maybe.
Why couldn't you? Why couldn't you?
I guess I don't know.
Do you got to put it in your butt or your vagina?
Nurses, let us. I don't know.
Because why do people put tampon? Don't ever do this.
Don't ever do it.
Don't do this. This is so bad. People who do it, so fucking dangerous. Don't do this.
Don't do it.
But when I've heard of people putting tampons in alcohol and inserting them into themselves, it's always their ass.
Into your bloodstream from your butthole.
It doesn't from your vagina?
Well, I couldn't tell you.
But you could for the butthole one?
Yes. I know that for sure. Well, I've never done it.
Oh my God. I thought you were telling me you did it. No. The amount of things you've told me you've done, I was like, oh, here's another.
Tampon. Fucking tampon on my butt. Never. No, I'm really scared of alcohol. Of all the drugs I've done, and this is for real, world. And maybe it's not the way that I should have said it, but alcohol scares me the most. I've had the biggest reaction to alcohol.
All right.
Than any other. So be careful. Drink responsibly. That's from your
or
internet.
Abstain.
Mom. Yeah, or don't drink at all. Like I said, I drink 2.
I thought you
that's
said drink it all.
Limit. That's why I'm saying you're not going to need to herd me.
Yeah.
But what I do want you to do is make sure I drink enough water.
Okay.
Maybe give me some Advil.
Maybe I get one of those backpacks.
Oh, a hydration backpack.
Yes.
And
but there's ones that have like a pump and I could just shoot it at you.
I like
that. Sounds fun.
That sounds really fun.
Okay.
Because I do need to just make sure I'm drinking water and not have more than like 4 ever in a night.
You're going to ask me to count?
No, you don't have to. I can make sure of that because I know myself enough to know I don't want to cross that line. I'm very confident in not being hungover, but I don't hydrate enough. So that's your job. Make sure that I drink enough water and take some kind of pills in the morning.
I'm going to be a bad influence.
I know.
I'm going to be a bad influence.
I won't take shots. I will tell you that right now.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't. I promise. I won't. I'll smack it out of your fucking hands.
What if it's a blowjob shot?
Those are fun.
See?
I'm just kidding. Hey,
what about lemon
succumb
drops?
To peer pressure. I do like lemons.
What about a Vegas bomb?
No, never. Because that reminds me of when I was bartending in Becky. I won't take shots.
Oh my God. My poops just went to different hemispheres.
They were like Timbuktu. Jerry, you're going to try and I will promise you I won't take a shot. Deal. When I'm there.
Don't
I'm not
tell
taking,
me you
I won't take a single shot. I trust my fuck, that was a hard handshake. But buy my drinks, everyone.
She's not doing shots, so buy her water, I guess.
You good? Here we go. 4 stars. The filet was fantastic, an amazing crust and cooked to perfection. I recommend the truffle butter. The waitress was attentive and friendly. However, growing up in the Bible Belt, it could be that I'm not fully aware of West Hollywood dining expectations. I can state confidently that I'm used to not being touched by someone while I'm using the restroom. That being said, I was taken off guard by the very enthusiastic bathroom attendant at the steakhouse whom approached me from behind as I was using the urinal, placed a hand on my shoulder, and began to roll a lint roller on my back as they're peeing.
Oh my gosh.
Now, in full disclosure,
I could really use that.
Now, in full disclosure, as he did it, he said to me, "Don't be alarmed. I'm just lint rolling your back." Sadly, by then, I was already quite alarmed. This became an interesting discussion at the dinner table after this moment. A quick search told us that not one of the 847 reviews of the steakhouse contained the word lint. We concluded that this was a freak incident, potentially by an overzealous bathroom attendant excited to use this new lint roller, and I was simply the first customer in need of lint removal. To test this out, a second of our group, whom was confirmed lint-free, decided to use the restroom and received the exact same service nearly verbatim. This means the new feature of the steakhouse that I was the first to experience, or so common and expected in upper-class West Hollywood steakhouses that it doesn't even elicit mention to anyone later writing a review. Either way, thought I would share for anyone else from out of town considering a visit to the steakhouse. 4 stars.
What would you do if someone started lint rolling your back while you're going to the bathroom? Well, it'd be weird because we use stalls. But
I'd be like, how the fuck did you get in here? What the fuck?
They just stick a hand through a hole in the wall.
I did have a girl. So I was in a club bathroom, and this was like in a bigger city.
Okay.
Big club. I can't remember where it was. Big club, big bathroom.
Okay.
And I was fucking hammered.
Uh-huh.
And I go into the stall, and I vomit voraciously.
Voraciously?
Yeah, it was intense and loud.
Okay.
But I felt good afterwards. Mm-hmm. So I came out and I was like going like this because, you know, my mascara and eyeliner obviously has gone down here and given me raccoon eyes. And as I'm like washing my hands and kind of crying, a bathroom attendant comes up to me and goes, "Here you go," and has like mouthwash, a mint, breath spray, and then like a towel. And I was like, "Thank you." I took it and I was like, "Where the fuck am I?"
That's so nice.
It was beautiful. I might have been in Las Vegas. Actually, now that I think about it, I might have been in Las Vegas because I was like,
sense.
"Where was I at? In what big city?" But I think it was in Vegas, and this happened, and I was just like, "Do I tip you because I don't have any money?" And she was like, "You're totally fine. Honestly, you're so good." And I was like, "Thank you, my friend paid for all my drinks. I love you so much." Anyways, don't drink that.
Kissed
much.
her right on the mouth with my fresh breath.
I wanted to. She was so sweet. She also offered me a straightener for my hair and hairspray, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
She's like, "You stink and you look like shit. Can you fix yourself before you go back out there?"
And I was like, "Oh, goodbye." It's beautiful.
Well,
beautiful moment in Las Vegas or wherever the fuck I was at that time. Drink responsibly, everyone. Don't overdrink, and that's from me to you. Okay.
I'm gonna read you a review from the restaurant that we went to prom and ate at. You ready?
Okay.
If I could give it 0 stars, I would.
Probably me too, but okay.
The place was dirty and disgusting. I will never go back or order food from there to go.
Mm-hmm.
If The dining room is dirty and gross. What does the kitchen look like?
True.
Felt horrible from eating and should have followed my instinct to leave and go elsewhere.
Didn't you shit yourself that night?
No, that was at a local place here.
Okay.
It was once a really nice place to go. Whoever owns it should shut it down for a week and do some remodel and clean up and revamp it. Olive Garden is impossible to get into since it is busy every hour of the day.
The truth.
If blank blank was straightened out, it might be a good option instead of waiting 2 hours to go into the Olive Garden.
I feel the exact same. I feel the same.
I love that their alternative to this restaurant was Olive Garden.
No, it's true. They're both like just fast food Italian places because that's what it gave. Like, that's why we went there. And then I was just like, yucky. I mean, my friend, that was her favorite restaurant, so we went there. But I was just like,
I was on a party bus with a bunch of people, and
for prom.
One of them was my friend.
What?
One of them. The rest of the people on the bus don't even speak to me.
I know, because I walked past you and I was like, Jer, and I
squeezed your
shoulders.
Did squeeze my shoulders.
I was like,
yes,
because
because I got scared.
Yeah. And then everybody else was like, disgust.
It was a
like,
nightmare of a situation.
Whatever. No, but I was with my friend who actually was friends with some of them, so they gave us kind of but we were also like,
yeah,
it was a different vibe, but
Mhm.
fun still.
Indeed.
But not a great restaurant. I will say that. Oh. Do I have another one? Let's see.
I've got a couple. I have one that I wanted to read you. From this is a review about a place where we worked.
Oh, okay. This is a 5-star review. It's not from any of those. This is from the Omni William Penn Hotel. It's a 5-star. Are you ready? Thanks again, baby. Love ya. Gotta thanks for letting me know I'm on my way to my mom's now. Grab some more money for tomorrow. I'll call back in about an hour and a couple minutes. I'm going on my way to work now. Laugh out loud. Thanks for your time. And we'll be together next weekend if that's okay with you and your next time. We'll talk about your family and your help for your next time. I get your mail. 5 stars. So I think it was just someone
A voice to text. Can I tell you that happened?
Fucked up and was trying to text their wife and left a 5-star.
That happened to me yesterday with Rachel. So Rachel and I were texting back and forth, and then it was bedtime, and so I put my headphone in, and I went and was putting Forrest to bed. Didn't realize that a text had come through from her, and Ollie was talking to me, and I said, "Okay, honey, I'll be with you in a sec," and it sent to Rachel. And what she was like, "Hey, I just sent you something." And then my response was then, okay, honey, I'll be with you in a sec. And she responded, "Okay." And because my text was like, "Okay, honey, I'll be with you in a sec," and the okay was like both capitals.
Yep.
I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was talking to Ollie and it's text to speech sent to you." And she goes, "I was wondering because only psychopaths write okay like that."
Yeah, never. If you see me just putting an O and a K, I spell
both
the
capital
whole thing out. Yep.
At least one of
is
them's
small.
lowercase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, give it to me. Somewhere we both used to work.
Yes. Would you like?
Only place we both used to work?
I think we've only worked together at one place.
Okay.
I'm rather conflicted about this place. They gave it a 1 star, so guess not.
Okay.
Basically, it's like Duloc, where Lord Farquaad lives in Shrek. Everything is in very good condition, and there are many things to do, but you can't take 2 steps without seeing another sign telling you not to do something. Whether it be the batting cages, no practice swings outside the cages, helmets must be worn, or the employees will check to make certain that you weren't wearing, gasp, open-toed shoes.
Yeah, you know why? Because so many balls have pelted your little fucking feet, and then I have to come out and tell you, like, hey,
We get sued for that.
Stop wearing that, because now you're going to yell at me because your fucking feet were out while you were in the batting cages. Go on. God damn it.
Can you tell that Sierra worked the batting cages?
I loved the batting cages. But I was so annoyed.
Helmets were also a necessity because if you got fucking
they would
hit in the head.
Scream at me that
I
they
know.
had to wear closed-toed shoes and helmets. And I was like, hey, I'm just letting you know, I watch people get fucking pelted. I don't think you understand how fast these balls come out.
And also no practice swings outside. Yeah, because little kids come up and watch and
It's
you
a
could fucking crack them in the head and not know it. Anyway.
You can take your practice swings inside. I won't start the thing until you go. I used to tell people that.
Yep.
I worked there when I was pregnant, so I was also really fucking emotional, and people would fucking like try to fight with me about this shit, and I'm like, why? Anyways.
Or the roller coaster. It can't be ridden by anyone over 18, even if that person is smaller than a typical adult, 5'1" and 105 pounds due to health issues, wanting to hop on and make a trepidatious 3-year-old feel better.
We've never said that.
Well, there is a sign now that like 18 and over is not on it.
Do you know why?
Because it was breaking at the damn thing. The cars were separating.
Yeah. Because people were, I was just going to say, we never did that. And the reason why we had to was because it was literally falling apart while children were riding it. And also because we were having teenagers ride it. And they were like jumping in and out of carts as the thing was riding. Because they thought even though it's a small roller coaster, it's not an actual roller coaster. When it's like, you can still get very, very hurt by this.
Fucked up by this thing because once it leaves the station, I can't
do anything about it. It's off. So
it's like, on the rails. All right.
And also I'm 15. No, I think we had to be
16.
16 at least to run it.
Yeah, we had to be 18 to run the Ferris wheel and the
merry-go-round. Yeah.
Our party was kicked out of the area of the pavilion that we'd set up in because it was reserved. There were no signs saying it was reserved. The only thing that didn't have a sign on it in this place. There was an empty pavilion right next to the one we were in, but nope, time to go. Then why didn't you go to that one?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I tripped on the way over to talk with the
sounds like you need better feet.
Office employee who was giving lip to, I kid you not, my 89 and 90-year-old grandparents.
Oh my God, 89 and 90-year-olds can fucking get it. Honestly, they're the ones sometimes that deserve it the most. I'm just saying.
Making them feel like they'd done something wrong by being the ones holding down the unmarked, apparently reserved locale. Did the fellow help? Ask if I was okay? Nope. Just kind of
I'm not responsible for your feet.
Just let me on the ground for a minute, waiting for me to get up so he could continue explaining how we needed to move ASAP. Meanwhile, I can't move. I just broke my ankle. For reasons I cannot grasp, there are no latches on any of the women's restroom doors. That seems amazingly creepy to me.
Honestly, that should be fixed.
But there are.
But sometimes they were fucky.
Yeah.
I will say, that was the
them
one.
Being fucky
that was the one qualm I had. You just had to know how to jiggle it right.
And them not being there are two different things.
No,
though.
you just had to know how to jiggle it in right, which was annoying.
Which was also just a thing.
It was always wet too.
It was always wet.
Fine, but
it was disgustingly wet all the time.
Why was it so wet?
And why was red the color palette?
I hated it.
On the way out, I noticed there was a lovely square of flowers blooming around a tree.
Great.
But then I had
great.
But then I saw a sign in front of the flowers.
No flowers on your tree.
It was not a plaque, or maybe it was a pithy quote. But no, it was saying, "Stay off the flowers."
Yeah,
even a 5 foot by 7 foot patch of prettiness needs a sign in this park telling you how to behave. After being there for a few hours, I couldn't wait to leave. I can't imagine going back. So after writing this review, I guess I'm not conflicted. I hate this place. To be fair,
do people
it's got big issues. It's got big fucking issues.
It does. But to be fair, all of those things, the reason why there were those signs is because as 16-year-olds, we used to have to say, hey, please get off the flowers. Hey, please sit down on the ride. Hey, please don't do that. Like over and the amount of times as a 16-year-old, I had to tell grown adults how to fucking behave at this place was insane. It sucks. It sucks that we had to have signs everywhere, but also stop fucking ruining good things because you don't know how to act in a public place, people.
100%. Do you have any more?
No.
Because I got one I can end on.
Good.
That's for the same place.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get heated either. I just think it's funny because anybody who worked in a restaurant who gets negative Yelp reviews, it's normally from people who you're like, I told you couldn't do that thing. And then they're like, I was mad because I couldn't do this thing. And it's like, but there is a rule though here that you can't do these things.
What's really funny to me is the last review was talking about how many signs there were.
And here we go. Okay.
And this person had the opposite experience. Okay. And it's much shorter. This is our final review. This is a review of a real place that Sierra and I worked at for a decade of our lives.
Yeah.
Blank blank does not post no smoking signs, even though it's smoke free. And they don't post that you can't keep the fish.
What?
There's a pond.
The pond?
Yes. And there should be no making out in front of children. 1 star.
I mean,
I don't think they encourage.
First of all, what are we supposed to do about it? I can't police you making out with people.
Yep.
Although Corey did tell me you went to that same area, and he goes, I'm not kidding, Sierra, it was uncomfortable. I was like on the swings with Sawyer, and there were two like teenagers just really making out right on the bench behind him, and he's like, can you guys go anywhere else?
Anywhere else.
Like, honestly, I get that you probably don't have a lot of places, but he's like, there were like probably 16, 17-year-olds, and he was just like pushing the baby on the swing alone, like,
yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Like,
the pool was the worst. People would just be fucking pretending they're alone.
Just going for it. And we were all like, all right, we can all see this. We're all here for this party.
That's enough. Anyway, I highly suggest if you like have worked somewhere or you like even your town, just see if it has any reviews, because sometimes it's really fucking funny.
It is funny. Sometimes it'll hurt your feelings.
So definitely.
That's what we found out for the first hour of this.
100%. That is what we. And then
I'm sorry
for the second one, we found out, is the place that we live a nice place to live? The response was, it's a wonderful place to live, work, and raise a family in. It's a great town to raise a family, although it is not a great town to have fun in. It's safe, family-friendly, and conveniently located, and lacks any nightlife activities.
That's the truth.
All in all, an average town. And I think nothing more could describe us,
all
really.
In all, average people in an average town, and that's who we
Zero
are.
fun.
Professional podcast for average people in an average town.
Oh, anyway, cheers to 200 episodes, everybody.
Oh my God, was this everything you hoped?
It's everything I will probably be thinking about for the next week. So
that's the truth.
Anyway, we hope you have a lovely week.
We're gonna go on vacation.
We are.
Please don't be mad at us for it. But
I mean, we're not gonna miss an upload, so you should be fine.
Nope, you should be totally okay. But we're just letting you know in case anybody has any qualms.
Anyone wants to give us any amount of stars about it. So anyway,
yeah. Hopefully we have stories for you though.
We definitely should. We should.
And maybe we'll have some we do have some exciting things coming in August. I know that. I know that. Lots of exciting things coming in August. So stick around. And if you still want more content, we have our Moment show still. I'm going to plug it one more time. Moment.co/ladies and tangents. You can still go by the live show and see everything that happened, all the funny moments that everyone's talking about, and the after party,
or
and the merch.
If you're someone who got to witness the first 25 minutes of the Patreon episode that I accidentally posted to YouTube today.
And you want more of that?
You can go to patreon.com/ladies and tangents.
If you get the Goose Pimp or higher, you will get access to everything on there.
Fuckable bunny or higher.
That's what I meant, and I'm so sorry. A fuckable bunny or the Goose Pimp is what I meant. You will get access to all of our past episodes.
All of our past. Everything you want to know about us is on there.
Everything from when we were burned to now.
And we will be putting up the live shows on Patreon.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah.
So, all right. We love you so much, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.